Hey people, this is Zalon here, and the Amy Winehouse Russian fans had some questions to ask. So I said I would they could get all their questions together and I would answer them on camera. Here we go.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do that.
No worries.
Firstly, how old were you when you understood that you were going to be a singer?
When I understood or where I wanted to.
When you wanted to be a singer?
Okay. I think probably about 5 years old. As young as I can remember, I've always wanted to do it. My dad was a reggae singer in the 70s. His name's Dr. Alimantado.
Oh, wow.
And also my sister's dad was in Aswad, who was a very popular reggae band as well.
Shine.
Yeah, Shine and Don't Turn Around. So ever since I was a child, and I was always doing the lead role in school plays as well. So, yeah.
Okay, nice. So obviously that must have been a family thing because your brother Ishma also sings.
Yeah.
He performed on the UK Voice and also the X Factor, right?
Yeah.
He sang backing vocals with Amy, with you at Amy Gigs. Okay. So is he planning on starting his own career as well? Or?
Yeah, most definitely. Ishma is a beast. He's a triple threat. More people actually know him for his acting because he's done a lot of acting work. Judge John Deed, Prime Suspect, Spooks Code 9, The Bill, Hobie City, etc.
Wow.
So he's known that he's an incredible dancer and an incredible singer. He's got an incredible project which is coming as well this year, 2017.
Amazing.
It's bad. It's amazing.
Amazing. So any plans for a collaboration maybe, or maybe with your dad?
Yeah. Well, my brother and I have done some work in the past. I guess, is we both had aspirations to do and achieve and stuff like that as well. And we've always been there helping to support each other's career. So I guess by default, we just kind of haven't worked together recently, but we will because it's always there.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we look forward to that, definitely. Cool. So your style is very clearly sexy soul. Yeah. This is what you said.
I'm glad they picked that up. That's really cool.
Yeah, sexy soul. This is what we hear coming from you. So Are you going to continue to work as a soul singer, or would you like to try sing something like jazz or blues or maybe reggae like your dad?
Well, it's funny you say that because today I released a reggae song. It's a cover of James Bay with Gappy Ranks. Gappy Ranks is probably one of the biggest reggae exports in the UK. Okay. He grew up in the same area that I grew up in, which was Harlesden, growing up, and so I'm obviously gonna branch out into different genres and different styles, but my core is I'm a soul man.
Okay.
And that's what I do, and I grew up listening to sexy music, like sexy R&B, sexy soul music. Yeah. So that's kind of what I know. And that's going to always be a part of my thing.
What you put out. And who are your favourite artists? Who are some of the influences?
Marvin Gaye, definitely. So I will say that my style in the album, which I'm releasing, Liquid Sonic Sex, is definitely has an essence of let's get it on, that type of vibe. You know? So it's for love makers. It's for, great for light conversations. And that's out the 21st of July.
21st of July, perfect. Yeah. And that is Liquid Sonic Sex.
Liquid Sonic Sex, yeah.
We look forward to that. So who else did you listen to growing up? Marvin Gaye, who else?
Yeah, well, initially I was listening to like 90s R&B. So that was like the Blackstreets, the Jodeci's, the Guys.
Yes.
Oh my God, the Silks. I think they came 2000, right?
I'm not sure. 90s? Late 90s. I think we can put them in the same category.
Right, yeah. So, but then I wanted to find out who the artists that I loved, who they listened to. Okay. And the great thing is that, when I was younger, I was kicked out of I had a group, and I was kicked out of the group for not being a strong enough singer. Wow. And I developed my skills and my talent so that I was able to get invited back in the group. But not just that, I was also able to sing on stage with some of the people who I rated and who were my benchmark, like Blackstreet and like Jodeci and KC and all those kind of guys. And to receive respect from them was absolutely everything. So for me, I feel like that's always been the space that I've always wanted to be in, you know. And yeah, I think they're great. I think they're absolutely great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw it, you guys as well, like Drew Hill. My first CD that I ever bought was a Cisco CD, right? And I feel like Cisco is very responsible for the projected voice. Like, yeah! Yeah, so that loud voice which I have, I feel like Cisco really helped me to really open up, because before I used to sing very soft, like, looking out, I see you. You know what I mean? That was my style. So Cisco kind of opened me up. So I've always had a respect for Cisco. But Drew Hill performed recently. I don't know if you saw it, but Drew Hill performed recently at an award show, like probably the BET Awards. And they were amazing. They come to London, I'm going. Yeah. So Cisco, if you're out there, you're smashing it. I love it.
And he listens a lot to, I think, Jodeci.
Yeah, he listens to Jodeci. Exactly. Exactly. Same.
Amazing. So you spoke about being in the group when you were younger and stuff. I was going to ask you about like what your dreams are for the future. Obviously, you've been very focused on the dream of being a singer, and you said, I mean, that must be surprising for a lot of fans to hear that you, of all people, could be kicked out of a group for not being a strong enough vocalist. Ridiculous. So you obviously pursued something that you thought about doing growing up. So what is your vision now? What is the thing that you're working towards now? What are your dreams?
That's a good question. I feel a bit like I just want to connect more with the music now. You know, I want people to really know more of the Zalon catalogue, and so that's going to be. I want to travel to more countries. We've done an amazing tour across Brazil, Spain, Italy, Hungary, America, States. But I want to touch more people. There's so many more places that people are like requesting for me to come all the time.
Russia.
I need to go to Russia. Listen, and I want to say something to you guys as well. And this is to everybody in Russia, and this is also to everybody who's all around the world. If you guys want to see Zalon, it's super, super simple. What you got to do is go to my website and sign up, and then encourage your friends to sign up. And the reason why is because my team, what they do is they look online, they look where people are from. And so based upon that, that's how they structure the tour. So basically, go to the website, sign up. It's zalononline.com. So yeah, and that's when you're going to see Zalon as soon as possible. Zalononline.com.
And what countries and or cities are you attending at the moment? What sort of places have you been going?
Yeah.
Who's been signing up?
Well, yeah. We've got many. We're at the beginning. We're in January now, and we're now actually programming and scheduling the album. As I said, July the 21st. So we're gonna plan a tour around that.
Okay.
So it's still early stages as to deciding on where we're gonna go, because it's quite intricate to know which is the best route to go about places.
Of course.
So definitely, if people want to know, they can follow me on my social medias as well. And they can find out. Or my website, zalononline.com. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So for this album, would you say that you have had a lot of help with writing the album? Did you write it yourself? Did you have a lot of co-writers and co-producers and things like that on the album?
No, I didn't have loads of people, and I didn't want to, because I wanted to really to really niche my sound and my style. So I worked with I had two main production companies. So one was a woman, an amazing, talented woman called JPL. She's just incredible. And I always say to her, I feel like it's our album, because we spent many nights crafting it, writing it, and the vision, getting the vision together and bringing it into words. And it was really great, because it was that female and male energy, like talking about sensual, sexual situations. And it was, initially quite embarrassing to be quite open about maybe things that have happened in the past or things that have happened, but it also allowed us to explore just different ideas and concepts, and it gave us so much more confidence and strength, so to speak, in the ideas and concepts we have, and it's just amazing that people have been able to connect to it, because we was really capturing truth, and so there was JPL, as I said.
Is she a female love interest, or is
no,
she?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she's not, but she's an amazing talented writer, producer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And also I worked with Outcome Independent. At the time they were called Outcome Independent. So it was Ollie Knight, Joe Chiari and Ruth Saville. They're all doing different things now. But those guys are also incredible. So they made a song called Erica, which I shot a video in Cuba for. They made Deeper I Go. We done Forgive Me over there. And they also made, I don't remember, something else at the top of my head. Deeper I Go. Let Me In Girl they made as well.
Nice.
We also have a song with Bless Beats. Guys, there's a song which I done, and we have a kind of a song, a mashup with Amy, and that's with Bless Beats. So that will more than likely, I'm deciding whether to put it on the album, but I'm sure you guys are gonna love that song. I'm really sure, because it's me and Amy together, and we've just done something really creative with it. So there's that, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so speaking of Amy, in 2010 you visited Moscow with Amy.
Yeah.
Was there anything that was especially interesting to you about Moscow, or exciting, something funny that happened for you or for her?
I just remember that when we went to Moscow, it was just a great trip. We just had a really good time, and everybody was just in good spirits. The food was delicious.
Nice.
And the people were really warm and nice as well. So I just remember that we came back feeling good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So thinking again about Amy, was there any movies or books? Could you tell us what her favourite film was, or what kind of books she liked to read, or if she even liked reading?
I don't remember off the top of my head her talking about any books, but I know she used to love watching Dave Chappelle. She felt Dave Chappelle
The comedian.
Absolutely hilarious. American comedian, yeah, absolutely. And she used to often quote his lyrics as if she was Dave Chappelle talking in his voice. And
oh my
so that
goodness, that would have been classic. And would you say, was she good at cooking? Was she good at, just normal everyday things that normal people have to do?
You know what? I didn't have a meal cooked by Amy, but I know that she used to love stew chicken, right?
Really?
And so one time we took her, we came off tour, and we took her down to the hood, right? And we made sure that she went to a Jamaican store, and
yes.
she got her stew chicken, and that was
she
great.
Really
she loved it. Yeah. And every time I would, when we go off tour, I would make sure I bring her some food, and I knew that was
nice.
I know that's what she really loved.
She was into food. And was there anything that maybe she gave you as a token that you kind of keep, and that's special to you?
Yeah, she gave me she had a photo in her house once, and I thought she looked really lovely in the photo, and this was a time when she was going to sign me to her label, and she wrote on the back of it a nice sweet message, and a lot of sentimental values for that, because sometimes
Nice.
is that literally what's that?
I'm not sure. I think
Okay.
somebody in the studio next door.
Okay, cool.
The photograph is something that's of sentimental value to you. Okay. And when you actually met her, what would you say was your first impression? Can you even remember the first time you met her?
Yeah, I do. We was at 10 Rooms, and I was singing on stage.
10 Rooms, what's that?
10 Rooms is a celebrity club in the West End.
Okay.
And in the West End in London. And every week there was a different celebrity, Black Eyed Peas, Pharrell, Will Smith, whoever. And I was on stage and I was singing, and this small girl comes out of nowhere and is like, "Oh my God, you're amazing!" And I'm like, "All right, thanks, but I'm singing."
In the middle of your songs.
In the middle of my songs, and I was like,
wow.
She's like, "No, like, oh my God, you're amazing!" And like, I'm looking at everyone thinking like, "What's going on? I don't know who this person is." But she was, she'd released Frank. I didn't know her. And then the host, Patrick Carolyn, was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Amy Winehouse." She sang, I was like, "Nah, but you're amazing." And then what we would do is we would just go to the side and always sing. And Amy, man, she's incredible, man.
She
Like
really,
when she would,
is.
but the time, you see, I feel like so many people turn around and say how amazing Amy was, right? Her vocals was.
Yeah.
But I feel like they haven't heard her.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't know what she really sounds like. Like her greatest.
Just when she's being herself, when she's just in downtime, in rehearsal time,
yeah,
just
and when
being
she,
free.
Exactly, and when she sang, it was almost like she was just like as if somebody had took a knife and stabbed it in her heart, you know, and just had so much raw emotion.
Right.
And I've never seen that I've sang with some of the most amazing singers.
Yeah.
And you know, I've never seen somebody who's actually really captured that raw essence and that raw emotion.
Quite as well as she has. And would you say that her music has influenced your music in any way?
Yeah, I think more than it's influenced my music, I think she's influenced something more deeper. Okay. Which is she's influenced my why.
Your motive.
My motive and my reason for doing it. When I was initially started doing music, I wanted to just be famous, you know, and she allowed me to just say, you know, what you do is okay. Yeah. And people will love you for what you do. Yeah. And almost like not worrying or focusing on what everybody else is doing. Yeah. And that was quite life-changing for me. Because I felt like when I started to do more of what is truly me, more people started connecting with it, you know. And especially like now, right, you know, the internet allows you to have all of these niche audiences that likes different things. Yeah. But you know, when we were touring, this was before Facebook, this was before Twitter, this was before Instagram, you know, this was when MySpace was just kind of emerging. Yeah. You know, so to have the concept of what you do is okay, you know, there wasn't the same channels that you could reach out to people, but I still felt comfortable in just walking that truth. Right. You know, and then thankfully the internet's allowed
you to actually spread it further out.
Direct channel and that direct connection with the fans, and that's amazing. So
that is amazing. Okay, and did you know anything about projects that Amy was maybe working on, and you know, just before her very sad passing? Do you know of anything that she's working on? Were you guys planning any collaborations? Was there any kind of projects or music in the pipeline for that?
Yeah, she was. I think she was working on a new album, but it was just in her own time.
Okay, really. Organically.
We have a song. Well, there was a song that she sang called Stagger Lee. I really want the fans to keep on promoting this Stagger Lee song because we kind of sang on it together, and we done I don't know if it's like a 10-minute recording of it or so. We done it at Sensible with John Moon, and that was really special, you know. And she'd been doing a few things, but you know, Amy was one of those type of artists that she didn't do like 1,000 takes in the studio. She would do she would spend a week working it out, getting the feeling, the emotion right. This I've never even heard of anyone doing this, by the way. She would sit with her guitar for a week, like working it out, and then she'll go and just do 2 takes, and that's it. So when they came to do that Linus Hidden Treasures, I flew to Miami to work with Salam Remy. Salam Remy, he's done everyone from Lauryn Hill to
Nas. I think
Nas. By the way, she loves Nas. Nas, everyone. He's just he's the Quincy Jones of our time. And I went to work with him, and I done some vocal production on the album, and there wasn't from what I understood, there wasn't loads of more songs. Okay. You know, there was just a few more, and so Linus Hidden Treasures, I believe, was amongst the best of it. Okay. I heard there was rumors that they may have found some more, but I don't know.
Okay, and just another side question before we bring it back to the album and the tour. Do you have any idea what Amy's favourite perfume was?
No.
Okay, fair enough. But she smelled good, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Okay, so Liquid Sonic Sex, the 21st of July, you said, is coming out. We are going to see you out in Russia.
Yes.
Yes, so Amy Winehouse, Queen of Soul, and Winehouse Radio, you're going to make sure that you turn up and come and see us. And is there anything you'd like to add? Is there anything that we should look out for? Is there anything you'd like to surprise us with? Is there anything that you'd like to say, a special message maybe to your fans?
Yeah.
Other than obviously signing up at zalononline.com.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Inside of me was a young boy who had a dream, who wanted to sing and to connect with people like you. And I feel like I've been through many trials and tribulations to arrive at this point. But your connection and you guys paying an interest and coming and checking me out and coming to my shows, etc., I feel that it's helped me to not only continue but to grow, you know. And I just want to say thank you very much, because I bet all chips in, and it's nice to be able to receive so much love. And I feel that I feel like I've already done a lot of the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to tick the list off of my list of my dreams and my goal. So that was a really personal thank you to all of you guys. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Is there any other questions? I think, is there something else on there that you
I was just, well, one of the questions that we were also asked was with reference to your guardian sister.
Yeah.
Anika,
yeah.
Is that her name? And she passed a couple of years ago,
yeah.
and you are now the carer for her 3 children.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to balance being, well, I guess it's like being a father.
Yeah.
How do you manage to balance being a father, which obviously takes up a lot of energy and a lot of time, with being an artist? How does Zalon, the family man, everyday man, and Zalon, the artist and the touring worldwide superstar, how do those two people connect? Those two personas connect?
Yeah, that's a great question. It was hard. It really was hard. I believe that I went through the hardest 5 years of my life. Probably 6 now that we're going into 2017. Well, we're in 2017. You have to imagine. I paint the picture. I'm touring with Amy Winehouse. We're traveling around the world. She's signing me to her label, so I'm the next in line. We're working on an album. I'm brushing shoulders with the A-list, the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, many powerful people within the music business. I get 15 minutes to share my music with the world, and in the middle of her concert. And then when she passed away, that went, because she was the main motivation behind it, that all went, and also I was making regular money touring as well. And then I went to my sister, being the main carer for my sister, which means I had to stop a lot of my music commitments. And she passed away slowly over a 9-month period. And that was very difficult. The youngest was 2 at the time, It's very difficult. She has 3 children. So, I mean, how I was able to do it was, I actually thought at some point I would have given up, just because it was so hard. It was, I had less of everything, less resources, less finances, less possibilities, and more responsibilities, more finances, more, it was very difficult, but I guess I just kept one foot going each time, just kept one foot going. Plus I have an amazing support system. So my family, my mom and my brother and my grandparents and my dad and my aunties and my sister's friends all chip in. Like my gran would cook, and my granddad would collect them from school, and then we'd help them with their homeworks, and then my mom would maybe get them she would like get them ready for in the morning or something, so okay. Everybody would take a section, and right. We're just very fortunate that we have such a big and loving family.
So when, in the moments when you really felt like, things were the hardest they've ever been, and your resistance and your resilience, I should say, was the lowest it's ever been. What was it that kept those feet moving? Like for a fan who's maybe in a real dire strait and they can't see a way out, and they've never maybe been in this position before, whether it, whatever it is, a breakup, somebody's lost in their family, or they're going through something, what advice would you give them for like just taking that next step? What is the thing that you can tell them?
I think that visualization firstly is really important, because I don't think people know the power of thoughts, so I would say visualization, and then trying to keep good energy around you and good people around you, and trying to do at least something each day, just a small step,
just a small thing,
and just try to do at least a small thing each day. And I think that over time, I believe, I haven't finished reading it, but the compound effect is something about that. By doing something in small increments over a long period of time creates the tipping point, so to speak. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Zalon.
What I do want to do, right, really quickly, right, is I just want to talk about this really quickly. While I was going through that period, what happened is while I was on stage and I was able to build up my band and start getting shows, what often would happen is I would often in the middle have this kind of spiritual feeling where of complete gratitude being on stage, because essentially that's all I've ever wanted to do.
Yes.
I didn't really there's a lot of BS in the music business, meetings and this and that and loads of stuff that's got nothing to do with creating music and going straight to the people, which is why I love the internet now, right?
Yeah.
And people's opinions and all sorts of stuff, and what happened is in that moment I was in complete gratitude to the Almighty, and often while the band was playing I would often be like this and just really receiving it and just taking it in, that and being present in the moment. And I was speaking to, I met someone and I was telling them about the importance of following their dreams. And they was interested in being an artist, like in painting, but they got married and had kids, and their parents dissuaded them, saying, "Oh, there's no money in it and no passion in it. There's nothing there." And a year later, it inspired them to pick it back up. And a year later, they created their actual first painting. Wow. And they created a painting from a picture of mine, which was me in gratitude. So that was their dream come true of my dream come true.
Wow.
And the picture's just there. If you guys could just wait 1 second, you might need to pick the phone up in a second, but just wait. This is the picture. I don't know, can you see it?
Yes, we can see it. So you keep it in the studio where you work?
Yeah.
That's really nice.
This is the picture of me being in gratitude. And,
amazing.
I'm just really, this signifies so much. The fact that it not only is an inspiration to me, that this was, I feel like the beginning. This was like the beginning of me transitioning out of that 5-year period, right, and being in gratitude. Yeah. And I feel that a lot of things came when I started being in gratitude and stop trying to focus on like trying to be this massive, just like I'm here right now and I'm okay and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Amazing. That's such an inspiring story. Well, thank you very, very much. And we look forward to seeing you on Winehouse Radio and Amy Winehouse, Queen of Soul. Cool. Thank you, Zalon.